Welcome back to the channel for hopefully what should be one of the final videos. But here real quick, we gotta run. My wife has her hair down. No, put it back up, or down. No, come on.
Stop, I hate it.
There it is. It's a rare sight, guys, rare sight. Sorry. God, that was way too much cardio for me. My goodness. Before we jump over to the house, just a few things to get the land back in shape since we should be close to moving in. This should be one of the last videos for the house. It took about 3 hours today just to go pick up all this whole front section here just so we can finally start mowing that. Then we got some issues with the old tractor over there. Nothing major, but we'll be able to fix that in the next video, possibly. All right, so back to the house now. There's some things that you need to watch out for, which I'll go over here in just a little bit, because there's been a few things that's had to come out of pocket that's actually not involved in this loan that we weren't expecting. Luckily, my wife's a good saver, so we always keep a little extra. Oh gosh. Yep. People are working, they'll be talking about that.
Yeah, they watched the videos.
At your work?
Yeah.
Oh, they do it at my work too. And
I was like, I don't ever talk in the videos. They're like, yeah, you do. I just watched one. I was like,
well, you're in this one talking, babe. If only it could stay like that. Don't you dare give me I'm a number one. So the open gable is almost done. Somewhere in there they're gonna put in can lights. Not sure how they're gonna have that set up. And we are putting the staircase centered instead, for a simple fact of that door opens towards us, and if we were to put it on the side like we originally thought, luckily these guys caught that. I wasn't paying attention to it. They went ahead and moved it over, because if you open that door, then only one person can walk up the stairs at a time if the door is open. And then they did an extra job. Everything is double concreted in, so that works out great for us. Then my wife, what she's wanting to do as a home project, all right, new house to where we shouldn't have to do anything, right, babe? Oh, but wait, there's more. Just to close in all these 2x6s right here. Sorry, these 2x6s right here. She wants to do like a little shiplap or something across those just to make that look a little cleaner. I have them leaving that open, so I don't think they're doing anything with that. I don't believe. But the porch ended up being a whole lot bigger than what I had expected. It's gonna be a big front porch. I like it. All right, so back around to the back. Can't remember. Oh, there's all the wind that we're notorious for up here. So, and the water is fully connected. I actually haven't turned this on or anything. There's a valve underneath the house, so I'm not really worried about that. But I'm trying to figure out where we can actually park the vehicles, not in mud, and hopefully a hose will reach. So I'm gonna have to get an extension for that. But, you gotta look at this. If anybody watches the old videos from before here, obviously I cleaned up some of the construction stuff that's flown away during all this wind in the 72 area a little bit better, moved the tractor somewhere more proper. But man, that is one heck of a good view. And it stretches over there. One heck of a good view. Which gets me back to this right here. We're gonna be extending this a little bit later. Now, right now, it's not a part of the contract for the build. That's all they're doing for us. But the above ground pool will be right here. Gotta level it out, actually build it up and level it out. And we're gonna come off this deck, put stairs on both sides. That railing will be gone eventually. To put the stairs in, we'll put railing around the outside of that. Build it out to probably about mid window here. Actually, I think I went over this in the last video, but it'll be all right. It'll be quick. Then we'll probably build it out to about here, pool right there, and do a 1/2 or 3/4 circle around it there. And just some of the stuff, more of the stuff that's got done. See that little guy right there? That's always a good sign, right? We do have our meter box up here and everything. And he's waiting for it to be inspected to where then he can start actually running the wire in the ground. And everything on the inside here is good to go. So he's got all that over there, good to go. And we watched somebody previously about my height can walk almost halfway down before you ever have to duck. So this is a massive crawl space. believe that's the chimney stuff, if someone wants to correct me on that. Because that is one thing that still has to do. Still have the chimney and the underground electric, finish the porch on the front, which I think should only be another day or two on that. And then I think it's ready for final inspection. So I'm really hoping and praying that this is the last video before the final inspection one. Because this is getting kind of old right here. Luckily no frost here lately, but I think it'd warm it all back up, and that's just going to the house, which I don't have the water onto it anyways just yet. Oh, and for some of the extra cost that I was talking about just a little bit ago. What are you doing, buddy? So with this box and everything was built into our price through Clayton and their contractor, but moving the meter, getting the meter and moving the meter over here was not in the price. So we did go pay for that today to get a little bit closer to finish, right buddy? Yeah. So we had to move the meter from way down there to over here as permanent, because that's the temp pole down there. That was the extra $700. And what was a couple of the other things I mentioned a second ago, babe? Babe? Just trying to get you to talk more in the video.
I didn't listen to you.
Oh, thanks, babe. Extra $1,200 for this was just because we went over budget by our request. Then, you gotta pay for your water meter and paying to have all that put on. So I think without the porch, I do believe we're about, as I said, about an extra $2,000 deep at least, just in water and electric for stuff that wasn't covered underneath the contract for this house. I guess I missed that in the fine print. Is that what you want me to call it?
Because you can't read.
Okay, that's how I missed it. So you missed in the fine print. You always read the fine print for us.
I never said it wasn't there.
Luckily, oh gosh, there's a hole. Oh yeah, so we do have to fill in more along where the septic lines are, the fill bed here. Those finally settled in to where we got to fill that back in. Dalton, what are you doing? He's probably trying to find candy in the back of the car. I'd almost guarantee it. Our kid has figured out how to open the hatch of the car, but he can't reach the button. So I'm guessing he figured out the little foot trick. Don't fall, sweetie. Oh, can you reach the button? Oh, well, I know you can put your foot underneath it. It's just I can never find the sweet spot to actually make it work. Oh, man. Some cool Billy stuff in here.
I got a gas mask, so when you take a poop, when you fart all the time.
You gotta relieve pressure. You don't. That's how you get the dad bod belly. If you don't relieve pressure, it bloats. That's definitely it, right? Yeah. Alrighty, but anyways, 1 to 2 more days on that seems like, which we were told it should be like a 2-day project, but I don't think they realized how involved they were gonna get on this one, because it ended up a whole lot more in depth than what I was even expecting. I think they're doing an amazing job, doing a great job with it. But I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you all ready for the final one, and then the final inspection, then, oh yeah, the issues with the old 9M Ford tractor will be up for next video. Then hopefully it'll be ready for the final inspection. We can finally move in, show you what it really looks like inside and all the great little details there. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Stop by for the first time. Please subscribe. You all have a great day. Here we go, everyone. This should be the last video before the final walkthrough, I do believe. Porch is almost done up here with our open gable concept. They've probably got about 2 more days worth of work, I believe, with finishing up the shingles on top. And they already got to put a couple can lights in here for us. Don't really know how, being this open concept, but we could put a couple lights up in there for us. Then went ahead and moved the stairway to over here. These guys do some good work, man. I'm happy with this. Went ahead and concreted all this stuff, but decided to move it away from the wall, which I know most people would do, because that door opens towards us. It'd be really annoying if you walk up the stairs, open the door, then the person behind you has to sit there and wait. So that's why I went ahead and moved that to the center. Then, oh, there is a few little details that that I've got to go over here in a second with some of our insulation. But then, can't remember if I showed the back porch or not. I don't think I have. Or I'll at least go back over it anyways now that this is actually built. Back porch is good to go. little bit later, we're gonna go ahead and put our above ground pool here. I'll have to flatten it out and actually build it up some. And then I'm gonna build a deck off of there to where we have about a half moon, maybe even 3/4 around the pool there. So, and then a couple little mistakes here and there. One of those good old 6x6s found it, but luckily it's only the screen. They're replacing the screen, no biggie. Then, as you can see with that little guy right there, we now have our box here on the house. And then, not to get too far into anything, but just simple opening this up. Well, you can't really see it. Got it coming into the house over there. Everything is done inside for the electric. We're waiting on inspections. I believe that's the rest of the stuff for the chimney. Some extra insulation there. So, oh, almost fell. So getting quite a bit done there, because the electric has been the thing that's been kind of our issue. As you can tell, waiting for that to be inspected. We are still sitting here waiting with no conduit or wires ran through here. But he does have everything grounded there, it looks like. Then one of the things we had to go over, which I wasn't expecting, which is not involved in the actual like turnkey of this house. We have already paid once to have that, I can't zoom in anymore, that tent pole right there. We had to go and remove the connection down there to have them move the meter over here to permanent. So that was another $700, nothing crazy, but that's just one of those few little details that I'm sure would be nice for people that's going through this process. Make sure at the end of the day, I think we're a few extra grand deep outside of the actual loan for this. So make sure you've got a little bit of extra money laying around, because there are a few little details that we figured was in the fine print saying that would be done, that wasn't. But they'll get the power ready, but they don't actually get it connected for you. So you do have to do that. And something I forgot to tell you all at the very beginning. Huh?
What?
I can't read, sweetie. That's the problem.
They use don't read fine print.
That's your job, sweetie. But a couple other things. Just we had to pay for the water meter and all that. Do you remember how much that was, sweetie? I think it was like $1,200 or $1,300. But we did that almost a full year ago, so that's not hitting us now. But I think it was roughly $1,300 because we got the 1-inch line instead of the 3/4 inch line, which was like an extra $180 or something like that. The meter and all that stuff. So you still have to go through your power company to get meter and connection, permanent connection for it, which we already paid for the meter. So I can't remember how much that was right off. I remember the transformer was $800 at the time. I think they've jumped up to like 21 or 2,200 is something I heard. It could be less than that, but I know they had a huge jump on their new fiscal year last year. So we bought it like 2 weeks before the massive jump and the increase on those. And I want to make sure I'm getting everything I can for you. So figuring an extra $3 or $4 grand on top of the loan for this, just to be safe for your meter, your water, the start of your power. And then we'd already done the water line, which only cost a couple $100, and that's with renting a ditch witch, but it needed to be moved, so they went ahead and moved that for us, and we already had the plumbing there and everything, so it was really easy for them.